I'm Josua Rine, and this is Responding in Relationships, Emotional Intelligence in Action for Better Communication. This is a new series based on pause and respond framework. This series is where emotional control gets tested. Not in silence, not alone, not while journaling or even reflecting, but in real conversations, under pressure, with people who know how to trigger you. This series is based on Pillar 6, Responding in Relationships, because emotional control is not proven in isolation. It's proven in interaction. Most people think they have a communication problem. They don't. They have a reaction problem. They think they need better words, better explanations, or better techniques. But what usually hurts conversations is not vocabulary. It's speed, tone, and defensiveness. Habits like interrupting or escalating quickly, even shutting down, affect that communication. Saying something too fast that should have been left unsaid. This is not a communication problem. These are reaction problems. You can be intelligent, insightful, even emotionally aware, and still fail and have continued difficulties in conversations. Because knowing better does not automatically mean responding better. A lot of smart people lose control in their relationships. A lot of capable people damage trust with others through their use of timing, tone, and intensity. A lot of good people create unnecessary conflict because they react faster than they think. Let's make this real. Someone close to you says, "You never listen." Now, maybe that statement is exaggerated. Maybe it feels unfair or inaccurate. But before logic even enters into the situation, a reaction occurs. Your body tightens, your mind speeds up, and you begin to think, "That's not true. I always listen." Now you're twisting things. And before they finish speaking, you've interrupted them. Now the conversation is no longer about what they felt. It's about your defense. Now they feel unheard, so they push back harder, and now you push back. That's how people call it a communication issue, when it actually started as a reaction issue. Your brain under pressure is not trying to communicate. It's simply trying to protect. It's trying to protect your identity, your position, your sense of fairness, your ego, and even your image. And protection mode sounds like correcting too fast or over-explaining, maybe getting louder or shutting down, setting up the conversation for that counterattack, or reaching back and bringing up past conflicts into the present. That is why relationships can break down even when two people care about each other. Because care is present, but control in that situation is absent. Most arguments do not explode from one giant event. They tend to build through stacked reactions. One sharp tone, one defensive answer, one interruption. Maybe it's one sarcastic comment or eye roll. Then another, and then another. Soon the room changes. Now nobody feels safe, nobody feels heard, and nobody is thinking clearly. And both people are trying to do something simple. they're trying to win. But what's actually happening is the relationship is taking a loss. This is the reaction loop. One person reacts, the other reacts to the reaction, then the first reacts to that reaction. Now, two nervous systems are running the conversation. And two thoughtful adults who care about each other have disappeared. That's why some couples come back and say later, I don't even know what we were fighting about. Because the topic that initiated the first reaction left the conversation as soon as the conversation turned to reaction and defensiveness. The topic left, but the reactivity stayed. And one of the biggest reasons this happens is speed. Emotional speed feels powerful, but it's simply not. Fast replies, immediate corrections, instant emotional counterpunches, quick explanations, rapid fire text messages, that feels like strength. But emotional speed is often loss of control in disguise because response requires time. Reactivity hates time. Response uses space. Reactivity simply just tries to fill the space, to stop the quiet. And this is why the pause matters. The pause is not weakness. The pause is power under control. And when you pause in the conversation, you're doing three key things. You interrupt the reaction loop, you slow emotional momentum, and you give yourself access to a choice. Without the pause, you usually don't choose. You simply discharge. Imagine the moment. Someone says, you never listen. This time, instead of firing back, you pause. One breath, maybe 2 seconds, and then you say, tell me what feels unheard right now. That sentence changes everything. Now that you are gathering information, not defending your personal identity. Now the room can stay open and on topic. Now the conversation stays about the issue that was brought up, in contrast to it becoming a contest. That is emotional intelligence in action. Most people struggle with the pause because silence feels dangerous. Silence can feel like a person is losing ground, or maybe they're weak, or letting the other ones win. In order to avoid that, they rush in, they overtalk, over-explain, overcorrect, and the urgency they feel internally becomes intensity externally. Now the other person feels pressure and matches it. And that's how conversations speed up. Real communication skill is not saying the perfect sentence. It is regulating yourself while imperfect things are being said. That is different. It means staying steady when they are emotional, lowering your tone when tension's rising, listening long enough to understand before trying to respond, not matching disrespect with disrespect, not using honesty as a weapon, not treating every misunderstanding like it's a critical emergency. Those are skills. And then there's restraint, one of the highest forms of emotional intelligence. There are moments where you could say something devastating. You know exactly where to hit. You know the weakness. You know the examples. You know how to win the moment. But winning that moment comes at the cost of possibly loss of trust. So restraint asked, will this help or will this damage? Sometimes the strongest sentence in a conversation is the one you choose not to say. Reactive people try to win arguments. Controlled people lead conversations. That's a major difference. Winning is short-term. Leadership is long-term. Winning says, I proved my point. Leadership says, I protected the relationship while moving us forward. Winning uses force. Leadership employs steadiness. Winning relies on intensity. Leadership focuses on clarity. The goal of winning is to seek domination. The goal of leadership is to seek direction. You've likely seen this before. A room gets tense, two people start escalating, energies rise, then one person stays calm. They do not mirror the chaos. They don't raise their voice, they don't rush. They start speaking slower, clearer, and directly. And that room will change back. Why? Because calm is just as contagious as intensity. We talk a lot about anger spreading, but regulation also spreads. Control spreads. Steadiness spreads. This is what we are building in this series. Not fake calm, not passive silence, not people pleasing, but real relational strength. How to stay grounded when challenged, how to handle criticism without collapse or the need to counterattack, how to set boundaries without over-explaining, how to say hard things without creating unnecessary damage, and how to become harder and more difficult to be rattled. If you're serious about improving your relationships, work on reactions first. Because many people spend years polishing communication skills while ignoring the nervous system that hijacks them. They learn phrases, but not pause. They learn scripts, but not control. They learn insight, but not execution. And execution is ultimately what relationships feel. This is Pillar 6 in the book Pause and Respond, Responding in Relationships. And sometimes the strongest move in a conversation is not reacting at all. If you want to go deeper into this framework, the Pause and Respond book and workbooks, the whole series, helps provide context to this and many more steps. You can find everything at pauseandrespond.com. We're just getting started with this series. This is episode 1. We're going to do 14 more for a total of 15 episodes in this series on relationships. So make sure you follow the show so you don't miss the next episode. Because next time we're going to talk about why people feel ignored even when they're being heard. Less reaction, more choice.